The evolution is upon us. So let's talk about it. Here we are again, my old friend. Welcoming in the new DualSense PlayStation 5 controller. Sony has finally retired the DualShock series. I grew up alongside Sony's franchise of consoles and controllers, starting from the very first PS1 controller before it became a DualShock, or a dual analog. I'm talking about the PlayStation controller Stick Boy, which is just the D-pad and the 4 buttons on the right side, start and select on the face, and the genuine 4 buttons up top, L1, L2, R1, R2, etc., etc. Then became the dual analog, which added a turbo mode and sticks to the PlayStation, thus, therefore, giving it the name the Stick Boy. As the consoles advanced with age, PS2 acquired the name DualShock for the vibration rumble features. It was highly anticipated and genuinely beloved by fans. However, some time went on before we entered the new era of gaming. We left behind the DualShock 4. Which incorporated many features like the lightsaber powers of a light sensor on top of rumble feedback, a touchpad that was barely used in its video games, and 6-axis motion controller previously found in the DualShock 3. Granted, to say the PS4 controller battery was doo-doo chips. It was stank ass as it worked for a few months, and after it's gotten some charges in use, it was dead swamp ass water. So now Sony's dropping the name, incorporated a new, interesting, select few. Boom! It came out with the DualSense. So let's get into my review. The DualSense is a unique beauty in the eye of its beholder. Some may like its sexy design of the white and black, and others may find it repulsing and prefer an all-black model. I, for one, like the elegance of this white, dashing a sporting, wonderful crop top for all of us to bear witness to. All joking aside, I do love the design of the DualSense, and it fits firmly in your grips with general curves on the controller that also curves in your hand. And while using it and playing with it for an extended period of time, I never felt cramped or had controller pain like I did with the small-ass new edition Xbox One X controllers. The analog sticks on this are genuine and feel pretty solid, but I'm sure they will wear and tear over time like the rest of them. Battery life in this controller can last about 12 hours, which is a huge increase over the PS4 controller, and after heavy use between games that take advantage of the new features such as Astro Playroom, you can see that it does get drained, and it probably lasts around 5 to 6 hours, but it's still more than the PlayStation 4's did. The D-pad is a bit different with its shape and button presses, as it feels more sleeker and pleasant to press, and the same goes for the buttons on the right side. It features the new Create button and Options, which is Create button, and then the Options button, which is pretty much the start of the biggest button change to this overall aesthetic. It's the start button, pretty much. They changed it to Options. I don't know why, guys. The same goes for the L1, L2, R1, R2. The PS4 light bars had the big sensor in the middle of the controller, whereas the new DualSense has the light bars on the sides, and it never fully brightens up to the point where it's a pain in the ass, and more so when you have it docked, you can tell if your controller is done charging. My main way to charge this controller is using the charging dock, as I highly suggest picking it up, as it is flawless and doesn't put strain on your USB-C charging port. Every DualSense controller comes with a microphone, which has its use whether you're using it to stream off the system, talk to your friends, using it to browse the store, and using it to write messages via voice chat or send voice recordings. The microphone sounds great, however, using it to play without headphones will be a bit weird because the game audio and the audio from your friends will clash, and you may have echo or background noises, but it does have filters to limit that, but it's still going to get in the way from the overall appeal, so I highly suggest picking up a good pair of headphones, but just know that the microphone in that controller is pretty good. The touchpad is even more an improvement over the PS4's version, as it has a more accurate tracking, sleek feeling upon touching it, and it also features a mute button on the controller in case you need to mute while you're playing. It will let you know it's muted with an orange LED that will pop up and as you press it, and if you press it again, it'll go away to let you know it's unmuted. There is a new PlayStation symbol which takes over the PS5 PS4's home button from the PS4, and now it is the PS5's home button. As it is a little bit different, it's more jagged, and it feels a little cheaper than the previous edition of the PlayStation 4's. However, you could kind of debate that because the PlayStation 4's felt a little cheap too, but I don't know, it's definitely a little jagged and it takes some time to get used to, but not enough to take away from the overall aesthetics. The major huge additions of this controller are the haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. Playing Astro Playroom, you can feel rocket ships blasting off with the controllers, robots stuck and trapped inside. You hear the bells, the whistles, the clanks, and the clicks of each and every step of the glorious overall vibrations that reflect what you would actually feel in the situations if they were real life. The adaptive triggers come to life in an insane format. For instance, in Call of Duty, you can feel the feedback of the guns if they jam or the trigger gets stuck. In Astro Playroom, you can feel the tension inside the trigger as you play the stupid slanky ass minigame that I do not find enjoyment in at all, but nevertheless, it's still an experience just for the experience. Overall, I stand by my decision in calling this the greatest controller of all time, right next to the greatest console of all time. Sony has hit a super mega home run with both of these editions as they both come packaged together in a neat gift wrapped experience for all to enjoy. We here at NGI give Sony's DualSense controller a 10 out of 10. Want to know what our review scores mean? Make sure you check our review system video on our channel. Stay tuned for all the latest in gaming tech news and reviews. Smash that like, and as always, subscribe. God bless and peace.